Oh, I think I'm on. Hello, my friends. Just putting together some last-minute things here, if y'all can bear with me. Alright, almost done. Just gonna finish up here. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Greetings, Melvor. And y'all tell me if the audio is too loud or the music is, background music's too loud, just let me know. I can't really tell since I'm hosting the thing. Hello, David Anderson. And I hope all of y'all have an awesome 4th of July weekend. As you can see, I'm already starting off here with the glass of beer. Freddie Boom Boom Washington. I'm not familiar, but I'll look it up. So in this episode, in this live stream, I'm going to go over. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go over. I'll have a look at a little agenda I put together for you guys. A lot of questions y'all ask on the channel itself, and things I've been meaning to follow up on as well. So just finishing up here, and we'll get started in just a second. This live stream is only going to be about an hour. So I'll probably wrap up around 8. It's like 7:04 right now, so. So the last live stream, I was supposed to have this set up, but I couldn't get the audio to work, so I ended up just plopping my phone, and y'all had a nose cam the entire night, which was a lot of fun, so. And I guess I'll just answer a couple questions real quick before I get started. Welcome back, Connor. Oh, welcome back, Carter. Right. My God, David, I haven't seen that in such a long time. I need to start recording that. I know that one of our channels in cable or YouTube TV has that syndicated, so I'll check it out. Turd Ass, howdy from Georgia. How you doing? The Melvor, have you thought about making a video documenting your process of getting the best capture quality from your tapes? I get that a lot. That's probably one of the most frequented questions I get on my channel, because there's a lot of folks who watch my channel not just for the nostalgic part of it, but because they're also in the hobby of recording commercials and that sort of thing. So I do get quite a lot of questions about how I do my process, and it's taken quite some time to put together. So I do, to answer your question, yes, plan on putting together a video to go over my entire process. It's a pricey process, just a heads up. But it's worth it, I think. Okay, so I have like these bullet points of things I'm just going to talk about. and then we'll get to some. I'll follow up on questions y'all asked throughout the live stream. But one of the things I get questioned a lot about is Ray Stevens. I'm gonna take this out because I can kind of hear an echo. But the thing I hear a lot about is Ray Stevens, and who's that guy in the pirate hat? Who's the dude who is interrupting your commercials and that sort of thing? But it's always positive. So most people love it. Some people don't. You know, I put it in there really mainly to kind of mix things up with the programming I put out. I just don't want it just a flat out mix, or it's not really even compilation. I think what you usually see is just a massive run of commercials, and then that's it. But my channel, I want something else. I want a little bit more entertainment value, so that's why I put things in the mix of my commercials, as well as my, I would say marketing, but my branding. And by the way, I get this question a lot too. I'm kind of going off tangent here, but no, I don't monetize any of my material. I'm not allowed to, because of course I don't make these commercials, so I can't monetize. And that's just the way it goes, but there's that. But anyway, so yeah, I think I'm not even sure where I'm at here, but going back to Ray Stevens. So Ray Stevens was just something I found on one of my old tapes. It was a Houston recording. It was a VHS tape of some late night programming, and I saw Ray Stevens on this weird late night music thing. It was like it was kind of like just random pop music, and he was hosting the show, but it was in that format that you see in my videos, where he's kind of doing this monologue of comedy skits, I guess you could call it. But I thought it was kind of weird and wacky, and I was like, dude, that'd be perfect for my channel. And I'll just plop my Dave's Archives brand on there. It'd be perfect for like this filler stuff. So anyway, I thought it was fun to do. I'm going to probably keep it there for now until I get sick of it myself. But so far, a lot of people always ask about it, which is pretty nice. I think people are starting to come around to it. Either way, I enjoy it. So that's Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens, by the way, is he's a singer, songwriter, actor, producer, and comedian from anywhere from the 60s on up, and he was really big into TV around the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Anyway, without making this too long, he did that show, and it was like I've never seen it before. So Ray Stevens, you can look him up. I actually have some information on him on my page here that I was planning on putting out, but people will be like, why am I saying this? So I thought I'd wrap it up here as far as explaining that piece. So again, cheers guys, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful start to your hopeful 3-day weekend. Happy 4th. All right, let's see here. So there's something I want to show you. I'll just kind of kick this whole thing off, which is a lot of fun. I was kind of at a crossroad. Should I like show this or should I not show it? I decided not to show it and post it out my channel because it's a little not in line with the material I put out. So I thought I'd show it here tonight in this live stream, mainly because it's kind of funny, I think. It's an outtake video from Then and Now, the, episode 1 that I put together, and that show was a pain in the ass to put together because there was a lot of issues that happened during the taping of it. I say taping, it's just me recording myself, but there's a lot of issues that happened. Most of those things, as far as issues are concerned, were the wireless control of my camera. I have it set up where I can wirelessly control my camera from the iPad, and it kept on dropping. It just kept on stopping and freezing, and I had to restart it. And my teleprompt for the script I wrote out would not follow my voice, and it would like rush through the dialogue, and then I would have to restart again. So it was all these issues that kept on happening, and I was really frustrated, to say the least. Oh my god, man! I had like a swear fest But anyway, so I put together this compilation of outtakes for you guys that I was hoping that y'all would probably enjoy without having me to place it out there permanently and people to be like, why am I seeing this, these obscenities, you know? But I mean, you know, I kind of bleeped them out. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to show you. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to put this in so I can see the audio's okay. Let's see here. Okay. Well, it's not wanting to show. I guess now it's time to have my own outtakes for this because I can't get it to work. Let's just reset it here. Anyway, the beauty of live streaming, right? I'm going to reset it here. Bear with me, folks. All right. Well, I guess we'll skip that. Man, I really want to show y'all that because it was really pretty good. Anyway, let me go to the next thing. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Okay, so the next Then and Now episode, a lot of people have been asking about when the next episode is going to be. It's probably going to be within 2 to 3 weeks. I don't really have the time to put out Then and Now every week because I have a full-time job. But at least once a month, twice a month is my goal for now. But the next one I would like to put out probably in 2 weeks, so like mid-July or something like that. And I plan to release them only on Sundays. So yeah, just keep an eye out for it. And as far as content on that, I plan to go do a little comparison between Intel, Prego, Spaghetti Sauce. One of my followers or subscribers had this awesome 80s video that was kind of like a throwback video from Prego, and there's tons of Prego ads out there, Nintendo, and a couple others. So it's going to be a really good episode, I think. Yeah, so review episodes. I mentioned this in the last live stream. I plan on doing some live stream reviews. No, I'm sorry, not live stream reviews. Oh my god. I was planning on doing product reviews, mainly of some stuff that I have already and some things that have been sent to me for review. They're not sponsored or anything like that, so it's not going to be like I'm just giving you a, you know, a scripted type of review. It's just my honest review. And so there's about 5 or 6 things I got lined up. I've done most of the shooting for it, and footage is all taken care of. I just need to review it now. So I'm working on that, and then the first review should be out either this Sunday or next Sunday, depending on my time. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so I got like 5 review episodes. Also, another thing I wanted to show y'all, but I can't right now because this thing is acting up. I have a dog in the background. I apologize for that barking. I have an online store. I've had it there for like a long time, and really, it's like a DVD of a compilation. I call it Season 1 of retro commercials. And again, that's my dog. I'm sorry. And this compilation is basically like the first 20 episodes or so. I can't recall the exact number of retro commercials, and I have like hundreds of them, but it's Season 1, and it fills up an entire DVD, and there's tons and tons and tons of commercial footage on there. I should have brought one on here so I could show y'all. But It's a really great DVD. It's basically just my content on a DVD, and then you can just kind of, put it into any DVD player and watch it, obviously. But it's out there, and my storefront web address, and I've always been meaning to make a video about this, but I think I did a long time ago, but I haven't had any follow-up in a while. But it's shop.davesarchives.com. I'll put it in the description later. Jeez, I'm so unprepared, seriously. You know what? Cheers to that. Can y'all hear music in the background? Anyway, so yeah, shop.davesarchives.com, and I'm selling basically stickers and my season 1 DVD on there. I had it shut down for a while because of COVID. I had no way of really getting out of the house to ship things the way I used to. But it's up and running again, so if y'all are interested in that, there's that. Let's see what else. Excuse me. Man, I really wanted to show you that outtake video because it was really good. But this stupid app is not working. Ah, man. Maybe I'll just put it on YouTube, and then y'all can watch it tonight or something as a happy 4th of July keepsake. Okay, so I'm going to get to some of these questions here. Let's see here. My viewership is way lower than my last live stream, so I don't have as many questions, but I'm going to get to every single one of them. Welcome back, Kata. The Melvor. Do you know the commercial about the digital click and share camera from the late 90s? It has a teenager and an AMC gremlin in it. So, Yo Mama asked, do I have a commercial about the digital click camera from the late 90s? I don't recall that. I don't recall that. If you know the name, maybe, if you know the name, I'd probably remember it. As far as the description, a gremlin and a teenager doesn't ring a bell. Mike L., I really enjoyed the remembers you bring every weekend to everyone. Thanks for making nostalgia awesome. You're welcome, Michael. You're welcome very much. Remy86, hello. Hi. Mr. Gunn, I'm pro Ray Stevens all the way. I need to do more research on him because apparently he's a Grammy award-winning writer of sorts, and yeah, so he had a period. It's funny how some of these folks have a really long run not a long run, but they have this run for a period of years, and then they're just kind of forgotten, and then they're re-earthed by people like me. Going with it because the teleprompter was jacked up, and it's just really frustrating. But I'm going to use that in every episode now. I'm just joking. Kid Rhythm Bro. What's that, bro? Kyle McElvery. I have 5 tapes coming your way. Oh, Kyle. Hey, man. This week, hopefully want to salvage these recordings in the best possible way. Me too. I will try. I will try to do my best for you, bro. The Melvor. So Kyle mentioned he has tapes coming my way. I've had a handful of folks sending tapes my way for a few things, and I don't really promote this, and I don't really say, hey, send me all your tapes so I can convert them for you, and then I'll just send it back. No, I don't really do that. One, it's time consuming, and two, it's a lot of work. And so just doing it for my channel alone is it's enough, right? So, but there are other folks who really just want the material. They don't have a means to transfer the material, and they just want that material kind of live on. So I will, on occasion, help them out with that, and kind of as a exchange, they let me use that material on my channel, which is nice because all the commercials and stuff and all the retro material you'll see that I put on my channel, it's hard to find, and it's hard to find stuff that's intact. A lot of these old tapes, they don't really survive. They're kind of, they're thrown in a closet, or like garage or the attic and the heat gets to it, and they don't really play back well in most occasions. So it's hard to find really good intact material. But anyway, long story short, I appreciate any material I can get that's usable for my channel, because it just helps me produce more material and helps the channel grow. Let's see. The Melvor, did you guys get the old Peter Piper Pizza commercials in Houston? Yes, that was from a Houston tape. Good eye. And what? Oh my God, I'm keep on getting these live stream bandwidth issues I'm seeing here. I'm just totally sorry, guys. I'll fix that on the next one. I promise. Yes, Peter Piper Pizza. Peter Piper Pizza, a local chain, not a local chain. I think it was a national chain, but there's quite a few restaurants here in Houston at one time. I don't think I've been to one. Maybe I have, but I don't remember. I remember going one time to a pizza place that had organs in it. I mean, I think back in the 80s, organ pizzas were like, pizza restaurants were really a big thing, where you'd have this like jazzy organ playing in the background. It was really weird, kind of like circusy. Anyway, Peter Piper Pizza. Yes, that ad was from Houston. It was from a Houston tape, and that tape was from an estate sale that my brother had made a deal with one of these estate sale management companies, and they agreed to put all tapes they found on the side for him, and he would just, or I would, or he would do it for me, give them like $10 or $20. I think that's what the exchange was. But anyway, a lot of these, like, and I mentioned this in the last podcast, if y'all are tape hunters and y'all are into commercials and that sort of thing, definitely hit up your local estate sale website and contact all those folks who manage these, because there's different companies that manage estate sales. It's just not one entity. It's usually multiples. And the first thing they throw out, and this is what they told me from a few sources, the first things they throw out are old videotapes, old electronics that don't have like HD or anything like that in them, and old TV sets, like the CRT ones. So, I mean, no one wants them except for weird people like me. And you, maybe, too. Yeah, so that was from Houston. Man, I go off tangent. Let's see. Kenny O'Brien, the man with the master plan. Thank you very much. Greenman Media. Hey, Dave, what's up? I think I just skipped about 1,000 comments here. Kira H. Hello, Dave and everyone. Hello, everyone in Kira. Happy 4th midnight weekend. Oh, yeah. There's something I wanted to talk about. I love retro type memorabilia and anything that I can get my hands on that's retro related, really. It's just not tapes. It's everything relating to the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Mostly the 80s, some 90s, some 70s, and maybe in another 10 years, early 2000s. But there's this really cool hat I found on Instagram. There's this Instagram guy, and I'm really not selling it well, but he and there's quite a few out there, but he makes these really cool hats. They're kind of like limited runs, I think. But this one's titled Lightning Video. I just love the design. It's like a trucker style hat with a snapback. And he's not paying me to do this, by the way. It's just because I like this product and I just thought I'd share it with you guys. But Lightning Video, I like this hat a lot. Check it out. Pretty sweet, right? Anyway, yeah, Lightning Video. I'll actually, let me just, and well, before I talk about that, let me mention what his Instagram page is. It's Cult of VHS. Oh my god, I can hardly read. I'm at the age where I'm starting to need reading glasses, I think. But all kinds of sexy right here. Cult of V8 cult underscore of underscore VHS. So cult of VHS with underscores replacing the spaces. Check him out on Instagram. He has some really cool stuff on there. Not only does he really post a lot of really cool VHS and retro related things, but he has another hat called Midnight Video that has this this kind of this design of like a skeleton dude with Midnight Video, kind of like for you horror fans. But I like Lightning Video better, so I got this hat, and he also sent he sends a free tape along with it. So this is Stage Ghost. I've never seen it. He asked me what genre I wanted, and I said anything that's horror and cheesy, campy, I'll be happy. So I'll be checking that out this weekend probably. And I love this hat. So anyway, going back to some questions here. Mary Stankovaj. No, you're not late. No, you're never late. And welcome. Thank you. Let's see. Kyle McElvry again. What's up, Kyle? What about the old beta tapes you were selling on the site? So I was not selling tapes yet on the site. The link for that is kind of grayed out, so you can't click on it. I've been planning on kind of curating all my stuff and going through the tapes that I want to keep for sure and the tapes that I can do without. And so once I get done with that, or start it this year, I'll start posting it on shop.davesarchives.com, shop.davesarchives.com, and that's my storefront for those of you who are just joining. And that will allow you can purchase tapes that I have for sale there. So that will be coming soon. I've just kind of it's just been kind of on the back burner for me. But I do want to, because I have way too many tapes. I need to like really start consolidating here. Anyway, let's see. So, COBY, Kobe? COBY asked, what's the next then and now topic going to be? So there's a few topics, or a few comparisons, and I went over this earlier, but for those of you just joining, I'll go over again here. I'm going to do Intel. I'm going to do Prego spaghetti sauce. One of my followers sent me this really awesome commercial that's kind of a newer commercial, but it's a throwback of the 80s inside of the commercial, which is really cool. Nintendo and a couple others. So yeah, they'll be on the. I'm not going to give out everything, but those kind of the headliner ones, I guess you could say. And I do want to at least have 1 to 2 then and now episodes a month. I'm going to try really hard. Remember that commercial Survival from the 90s? I can't take that ride. The guy was sure down, wasn't he? LOL. Remember that commercial Survival from the 90s? I can't take that ride. That guy was sure down, was he? I don't know what you're referring to. That, or I just can't remember, because I feel like I should know. Grumman Media, Ray had a period of serious country music in the 70s before he went Dr. Demento. And cheers to Dr. Demento, because that's what I like. Let's see. Message retracted. That's fine. Aviation Direction asked, what system software do you recommend for preserving VHS to digital? So I did cover this briefly when I started the video, this live stream. I'm going to probably make a video covering all of that, something that covers my entire process and why I go the route I go. So mine's very it's a very unconventional process. There's a lot of bits and pieces in between, and there's a lot of hands-on with it. But I do plan on sharing it because it will allow you to get the highest quality video out of tape transfers, VHS tape transfers. Betamax transfers, U-matic, anything analog to digital, this will give you the highest quality. And it was Mario's Pizza, and Mario's was our place. Yeah, I didn't make it out to Peter Piper. I know I've been there. I would have to say Godfather's, because actually I do like Godfather's Pizza. Ninja Slipper asked, Ninja Slipper said, David. Well, hello there, David. I mean, hello there, Ninja Slipper. And Ninja Slipper is a personal friend of mine. Everyone say hello to Ninja Slipper. Wait for him to have a few drinks, quite a few drinks. And then we would say, hey, Dad, what time is it? Well, actually, we would kind of wait for him to have the drink in his hand that he has a watch on, right? That way he can check his time. So we'd go, hey, Dad, what time is it? And we'd check his time. He would drop his drink all over himself. And it happened. And it worked for us. It worked really well. So, good joke. I mean, and a good prank to play on somebody if they happen to wear watches anymore. Hey, Dave, love your work. If you had to choose a favorite year for commercials and just general for TV and movies, what year would that be? Well, that's a good question. I actually have 2 decades that I absolutely love, which are the 80s and 90s, because I was my younger years that I have all these nostalgic memories from are from those decades. So I would have to say probably 1985 and 1994. Never even thought about that. I'm thinking about it now. But I think those would be my 2 favorite years. If I had one favorite year, I'd have to split it in 2. But 85 and 94, I think. 94 was 2 years before I joined the military, and I say 85 because that was like probably the most iconic year of the 80s. I'd say 85, yeah. Melody Nichols. Yes. She asked if I have any Ernest commercials. I have quite a few Ernest commercials and trailers, because he made quite a few trailers, or excuse me, movies. I have a lot of his stuff. I need to so I do have quite a few folks ask me for period-specific commercials and specific commercials in general. And so I do plan on I'm not planning on. I am currently working on cataloging everything. I think I have some downstairs. And I don't. So my spaghetti sauce, I'm not related to retro or anything, but when I cook with Prego or any spaghetti sauce, I will tend to kind of level it up a few levels by adding all kinds of Dave's Archives ingredients into it. You know what I'm saying? A little extra spices, and maybe I'll reduce some wine and throw it in there. And anyway, your streaming air check channel back online? I don't know what that is. Streaming air check channel. Air check? Streaming air check? If I knew what it is, I'll be able to answer you. Maybe. Eddie, well, there's no money in it for me, but just saying for anyone wanting to check it out. That's cool, man. Grayman Media, will you be doing any Leo D commercials like his Bubble Yum commercial from 1991? Leo D commercials. Leo D commercial like Bubble Yum commercial from 1991. Leo D. I'm assuming that is the actor from that period who did that type of commercial. I will look him up and I'll answer your question later. Katie Dobbs, what was iconic for you in 1985? But they're not the best of friends you would have wanted to have as a kid. I can go into that more of that later, but I had some weird friends that I didn't really care to hang out. But anyways, in 1985, my deepest memories, my best memories were waking up and putting on myself, and I was cool with watching it by myself. But yeah. So if any of y'all are fans of that, you know, going back to that, it's really hard to find programming with that material on it. The new 80s revolution. The new 80s revolution loves her. You should check out my channel. It's all about the toys, man. I think I'm subscribed to you, new 80s revolution, I think. Eddie J, I turned one in 85. I do love the commercials from that period. And I love commercials from the 70s too. DiCaprio, I will check that out. Amber Green, I prefer the early 80s to the late 80s. They were my favorite time when the 80s were just getting started. It's funny, when you can tell a lot about a culture from the commercials, believe it or not. And the transition of what was trending and what was the thing back in the day based on just ads. It's really neat. I noticed that the 80s shift, or the Bycasta, didn't you have a Dave's Air Check streaming channel? I used to listen to one using Winamp. No. Okay. No, I did not. I did not. But I'm interested in finding out or listening to that. Mary asks, what cartoon from your childhood do you enjoy today? But I did, like 6 or 7 years ago, I went through, I bought the entire Robotech series on Blu-ray, and I watched it, and it was still pretty good. Danny Jimenez asks, did you ever watch Tales from the Dark Side? Oh man, I watched a ton of Tales from the Dark Side. And I remember it vividly. It's funny that you asked this. So, Tales from the Dark Side, it had the creepiest intro, in my opinion, of any intro that I've ever experienced as a kid. It was that kind of off-tune, high-pitched, and that dude's old voice would... I can't remember the dialogue. The thing is, I don't remember what the old Coke tasted like. And I may, by saying this, I may make some people unhappy, but I was a Pepsi boy growing up. Pepsi. And I liked Pepsi with that, like, little pellet ice. You know, you go to the oddly enough, that sounds kind of familiar. I'm going to assume Michael Jordan was probably 90s, early 90s. I'll look for it. I know that I've been cataloging. As I catalog, I do note featuring any type of athlete or actor or anybody who's a celebrity status. It's a darn cartoon. Least of all, a Ford one. Yeah. Remy 86, Pepsi Coco. I love the Pepsi Coco. Jason Vanden Heuvel. Hey Dave, love the channel. What is the deal with those weird interludes with the touching of the noses and disappearing? About the streaming lag. Yes, I was hoping someone would chime in on that. But here's the thing about the streaming lag. Just rewind back a minute. I'm going to fix that. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I have everything connected via Ethernet. I was trying to avoid lag. I'm not even using Wi-Fi, for example. Apologize. Cheers, Pepsi. Well, thank you, Remy. I apologize for the horrible drops in connectivity. The lag. So annoying. You know, I have like... I don't know what it is. At my house, I have a gigabit fiber connection. For those of you who are techie kind of people. but my upload is like horrendous. And I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I'm actually using Ethernet, so I'm going to get it fixed. I'm going to do some test runs next week, this week, maybe this weekend. Maybe I'll just throw random 4th of July fireworks party in my backyard and invite all of you. Very small. And they mostly didn't really have a lot of selection outside of mainstream Hollywood stuff, from what I recall. So I didn't like Blockbuster too much. And so what I did was, we had a Hollywood Video next to our house, which was closer than Blockbuster, thank God. And I absolutely loved Hollywood Video because their selection totally destroyed Blockbuster's selection, because they had a lot of import, they have a lot of indie stuff, they had a lot of my retro review stuff that I'm going to start putting